Hello and welcome everybody. We have the Global Lab Patch Notes, August 28th, 2026. Let's get right into it. We have a few changes on Tamer's, on Succession, the Moonlight Strike. You will no longer recover stamina while using the skill. The Divine Water Potion will have the stamina consumption change from 200 to 150. On the Awakening on Moonlight Strike and the Flow Full Moon, changes have also been made to not recover stamina. So this could be that Tamer's going to struggle a bit more with stamina, but we're going to have to see. Maehwa has more changes going through it, so main Succession is going to get slight damage increases with PvP balance to keep the damage in PvP the same, but we're looking at the Dividing the Blind, 5,514 with 44.03 applied. Whirlwind Slash is going to go up to 1766, and the Sword State Strike is going to go up to 1766 as well, same for the Whirlwind. Overall damage application going to sit at 31.7. Red Moon going to go up to 2,927 on all three hits, or including the final one. 31.47 applied. The Red Moon going to go up by around 200 to 4,391, and the other one's going to go up by 300, the final hit, to 6,588 with 97.97 applied. Flowering, I think this is blooming actually, 6,810 hit damage with the additional going to 7,208, 36.14 applied. And then this is probably the black BSR skill or black spirit skill, 15,316 on blooming, 27.11. Awakening is getting the same treatment, slight increases on quite a few skills. Here we have it on Oppression going up to 4,164, 35.15 going to be changed on the application. Snowflake, 8,848, 36.05 applied. Moonrise going to go up to 5,115. That's a 110% increase across both hits. Damage application of 35.99, and on the second hit, 39.5. Frost Column's going to go up by around 200 to 7,730 with a 31.13% applied. Tenacious Spearhead going to go up by around 200 to 6,234 with damage application of 30.61. Moonrise, we're seeing a similar thing, 100% increases across the board to 2,152 on the first two hits. Third hit and last hit go up to 3,613. Damage application of 35.92. And Flower in Full Bloom is going to go up by around 300 to 9,570, with the Gathering Strike going to go up to 12,164 with 29.02 applied. Striker Awakening Explosive Combo, the effect of recovering 200 HP per hit on successful strike has been changed to 125, and the Fallout Unstoppable Struggle, a health recovery effect has been added upon successful hit in the case of Fallout, 220, so pretty much more than the previous explosive combo, and the Unstoppable Struggle is going to recover 230, which is also a lot. Then Drakania Awakening getting some mana on hit, or tenacity. To be honest, the fact that it's willpower and tenacity mentioned, I think in both cases this is the MP, but we're seeing the End of Life and Harbinger of Destruction both getting it. So the End of Life is going to recover plus 75, and the Harbinger of Destruction plus 30. Generally, that was the one thing that she had, that if you use too much, you could burn out your mana. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be an issue anymore. It's another buff, really, in my opinion, but I'm also not an expert on Awakening. Then we have on Scholar a small change on the Gravity Core installation skill. This is, I believe, the skill where you throw the Gravity Core, so the movement is intermittently impossible even on a flat ground when linked with the orb technology. So the Gravity Core installation skill has been changed so that it is no longer affected by increases or decreases in attack speed. Accordingly, the base activation speed has been increased by 25%. The Gravity Core appearing via the Gravity Core installation has also been changed to be installed faster, and the duration of it appearing with the skill has been reduced from 7.7 seconds to about 5 seconds. Then we have some general class changes. So Guardia and Drakania, they fixed an issue with the Black Spirit Wrath, could not be used to proceed with mechanics in certain situations, hunting the internal or inner Adania bosses with Succession Guardian or Awakened Drakania. Seraph, they modified it so that Bold Will skill activates regardless of the cooldown on the Vanguard Pursuit. Agent, the strong Ganeka's Bullet, I believe, or Magic Bullet might be a skill. They fixed an issue where the frontal guard effect was not applied when using the activated command skill while moving backwards. Same skill, they fixed an issue where the next skill could not be activated for a short time if hit by a status effect while using the activated command. And they fixed an issue where the idle animation showing the magic bullet did not appear in the non-combat idle state when wearing a pearl outfit. Then we have the other big update, the integration of life skill equipment. So in this progress, some life skill combinations will also be adjusted. We're seeing a bunch of stuff happening here. There is a consideration that Blacksmith Blessing combination is going to go away for the fishing content, but we'll be getting to that in a little bit. So the life integration UI has been added, allowing you to equip all life equipment and including tools, clothing, and accessories, relics, and muskets. The life integrated UI features slot where items for each lifestyle category can be equipped. Accessories, alchemy stones, and orbs of clearness apply their effects to all fields in life, even if only one is equipped, while the other items must be equipped individually for each one to receive their stats. We're going to see that in just a moment. Overall, we have a long list, but we have the life integration in general, which includes the Prions, Manos, Solid Life, the Alchemy Stone, stuff like that, including the Jewel of Clear Water. Then we have gathering specific stuff, which includes all the tools. Then we have the processing relevant, which includes the clothes and stone. Pretty much also the Flaviano craftsman clothes, pretty much all the clothes. For the fishing, we have the chair being added as well, all the different types of rods. In hunting, we have the matchlocks, which is one of the interesting things coming up. Cooking and alchemy as well, training, pretty much everything for each skill that is relevant. For relic lifestones and lightstone combinations, effects will not be applied upon equipping except for the listed below. So here we have common effects applied only when installed in living areas. I think that's, yeah. When equipping a life skill proficiency, increasing artifact for gathering, only gathering proficiency increases. So for example, here we have the increase in all life skills experience as well. Gathering has the gathering proficiency, gathering experience, increasing gathering potential, and increasing chance of extra gathering. In the case of fishing, we have the fishing proficiency. We have the potential changes, reducing automatic fishing time and chance of specific fish species. Hunting, we have the hunting proficiency and, mastery and life XP. In the cooking, we have the cooking time, alchemy time, processing success rate, increased mount XP on the training, for example. In the case of sailing, we have the reduced chance of encountering ghost ships and crew experience. So pretty much that stuff is a little bit pulled out. Changes have also been made so that equipping a matchlock no longer occupies the primary and secondary weapon stats. This is what I mentioned with the matchlocks, which is nice. It has also been improved so that matchlock can be equipped even in combat stance. This might even affect the Trina, but I'm unsure on that currently. The artifacts that can be equipped in the lifestyle categories are as follows. We have the common is an artifact that can be equipped into any life equipment slot regardless of the type of life, and then otherwise the common part of the Sethra's relic only applies to equipped life experience. So pretty much if you have the gathering XP proficiency or gathering chance, you can put it only in the gathering. Otherwise you have the common Magahan's relics. Then you have the specific ones later on for mount XP as well, processing success rate, sailing mastery, and sailing XP. So these can each go in its own category only. With that, we also have the green lightstones being equipped and changed as well. So we're getting a removal of the non-green stones. So for example, on Delosia, which is a life XP set, the luck stone will disappear and be changed for another wild. Then we have the Hand of Manos for the mastery, changing luck out as well. Pretty much luck is the biggest one that's going to get swapped out, but we do have some losses as well. So for example, Weasel Kitchen or one of the gathering sets will have sprint removed and changed to meadow. No more movement speed will happen. Yawning Hedgehog is another one that will lose its +1 energy recovery, sadly, since it loses the luck stone and gets the wild. Otherwise, we have obviously the selected ones where the gathering mastery goes down and XP goes up. Crouching Beast, the attack speed potential and critical hit removal will be removed. Then we also have in the blink of the eye, losing those. Fishing, we don't really have any changes except for the stone itself. Where else? There was another one. Yeah, the maximum carry weight of +30 has been removed from the standard cooking. Then we have another removal of the same thing for the Alchemy version. Then we have a removal of the same thing on the processing, sadly. So there is some losses across some of the sets, but otherwise the sets will remain untouched, with mostly just a crystal or lightstone being exchanged. The Fang and Blacksmith Blessing combinations will be removed, sadly, completely. So we have the K9 going away, which had the attack speed potentials, and then the Blacksmith Blessing, which is the monster AP, monster damage reduction, and equipment durability reduction. This will be going away completely. With this, however, being removed, the durability will be increased by 4.5 times on quite a few items. So we see the fishing rods, for example, going from, I think this is the triple rod, which is going to change from 30 to 135. The Grandpa Kron's rod is going to go up to 9,000. Fishing rod of a cool breeze or windy breeze, I think it was, 4,500. We have the Starlight fishing rod, 9,000 as well. The fancy golden fishing rod, 900. Silver, 675. Prio's fishing chair and the sturdy fishing chair in general should go up to 450 instead of 100, so we do see some increases there as well. There also are instructions for removing existing equipment and moving. So the life skill gear integration will affect a wide range of life skill gear in Black Desert. To ensure the update is applied smoothly, all items will be unequipped, so you will need to equip everything again manually after the next maintenance. This is very important. So we pretty much have all the clothing and Floramos belts and stuff like that all going into the Heidel storage. Same thing for the artifacts being mentioned. And then we also have the Lightstones and Trian's Tier, for example. So if you have a specific Lightstone, if a specific Lightstone is equipped to a specific artifact, the equipped state of the Lightstone will be unequipped. So do make sure you need to watch out for that. The Lightstone will also be given into the Lightstone bag, so they will be put in there. So definitely keep an eye out for that. You will see a lot of effects being hit like that, maybe even your combat, because we do see some amplified firestones also being mentioned here. So do keep an eye out for that. Just making sure. With that, we have the other really big thing. Alchemy Stone durability will be removed completely. This is pretty much for all of them, including the different Vel hearts. This is pretty much covering everything. There is some Life Alchemy Stones, so we do have the Life Spirit Stone and such remaining, but there will also be some losses. With the durability removal, the Takro Spirit Stone and the Stella Spirit Stones will be changed to a 7-day validity period instead. Spirit Stone items with changed expiration dates will be provided in the form of boxes that can be opened and used after the scheduled maintenance. Items with 0 durability will be deleted. As the Alchemy Stone was changed to an item effect upon equipping, the item effect of Kutum's Power Stone has been changed. So before change, it reduced the defense of the damage monsters by 10 for 30 seconds. It will now be all attack power plus 10. Again, items with 0 durability will be deleted. Items in quest related to Spirit Stones will also be deleted. This is pretty much quite a few of them, but nothing too crazy. Spirit Stones in general, the green grade will be and white grade will be completely removed. They will be given the blue grade versions. Items that will be deleted as well are the Luminous Spirit Stones, Splendid Spirit Stones, so pretty much all the fancy Spirit Stones are going to be removed. Vel's Crystalline Powder, Mysterious Dust, the Mysterious Dust as well. You will get a silver payout as an exchange. The item that can recharge the durability of Alchemy Stone will also be removed and converted into silver. So pretty much the Alchemy Stone charge items is removed from the contents of the boxes as well. So do watch out for that. So here we see Vel's Fine Powder, Mysterious Dust being removed, the boxes for Vel's Fine Powder. We also see some honorable tier loot chests being removed, Vel reward bundles, so do make sure you open all of those. Then we see some Breath of All Things processing for food. So in this case, it will no longer use the Mysterious Spirit Powder. It will now use Ancient Powder. Same thing for Elion's Tears. You will now use 50 Ancient Spirit Powder. That should make things a bit clearer. But with the Prions moving, we do see some of the Jin life crystals, the one at the bottom for life experience, being changed. This I read through a few times. It is a bit weird with the translations, but I am hoping that once we get the update, it'll be a bit clearer. So they mention a new item, Orb of Clear Light, being added, or Jewel of Clear Water. A bit weird on the translation. This is designed to replace the Crystal of Dawn life experience items, and it can be equipped in the life skill equipment and can be checked in the accessory slot section at the bottom of the life skill tab. So here we can see it. The crystal is used. The crystal of clearness is used to enhance the orb of clearness. This has supposedly been added. Then we have Essence of Dawn, Trace of Nature, Magical Lightstone still being used. You heat it, and you then get the Crystal of Clear Water, and you can use that to upgrade the other thing, like the orb. These can be registered for 300 million and 75 million. If you heat the Crystal of Clearness, you can obtain the Orb of Clearness. Conversely, you can also obtain one Crystal of Clearness by heating the Orb again. That is the part that kind of gets me a little bit. The information on the enhancement stages. So this is an enhanced item. That is a bit of a surprise. I'm kind of curious on what this actually will affect. This is the part that confused me the most. Overall, it has an enhancement range from 0 to 15, and you kind of get your enhancement up. Pretty much you need one until 5, then you need 6 for a while, then you need 20s for the rest. They do mention exchange lower limit and upper limit as well, so you might be able to get an enhanced version straight from the market. This is the part that just completely confuses me, but in the end, it's going to range from 4% life XP to 90% life XP. Registered market price here, 11.25 bill min, 45 bill max. That doesn't seem too high, so it shouldn't be too bad. Crystal of Dawn, 3 types of life experience. This is the Wanbon Jin, probably. These are being removed. On this official update, you clear crystal items will be to the deleted will be distributed in your Black Spirits mailbox. So this is the part that gets me a little bit. So the True Crystal of Dawn will give you 25 crystals of clear water or clear sky. That's the part that makes it confusing. The Bond should give you 5, and then the Wands gives you 1. The following knowledge information has been exchanged, so the Origin Dawn Crystal will be changed, and it will be the other name. Same thing for the True and Bond versions. So do take this with a grain of salt. It seems a bit weird. I'm not sure if there is actually like just straight up enhancement, like throw one in and it will upgrade guaranteed. It doesn't talk about any fail stacks, so it does seem that way. Oh, actually, wait. I completely missed this line. There's a 100% success. So overall, as long as you have the crystals, you can definitely upgrade to the maximum. That doesn't seem too bad in that case. Then we have the Merv's Silver Needle and Knot. This is concerning your processing outfits. The fact you will be able to wear a pearl outfit and still have the effects of a processing outfit as well. This is again hard with the translations, but from what I've gathered, you can obtain the knots with each function by processing existing functional pearl outfits. Each knot item can be equipped to the life equipment. To activate the knot effect extracted from the functioning clothing, you must have a Black Spirit Claw on the pearl outfit. That is the main requirement. Functional pearl outfits obtained through processing have the same wearing effects as a regular pearl outfit and can receive the pearl outfit set effects concerning the exploration distance, 10% resistance on death protection, affinity gain or karma gain, and jump height. The attack speed plus 2 stages of the Grand Bear outfit cannot be extracted with the Merv Silver Needle. The effect of the Grand Bear hat and knot don't overlap. The effect of the Veneer Riding Cap and Veneer knot do not overlap. And Merv's repair tools cannot be used on functional clothing made with Merv Silver Needles. So here we have a mention of the Merv Silver Needle, functional clothing made with knots. This can be purchased from the Old Moon managers for 10 million silver coins. Here we can see the mention of the Grand Bear Knot. Attached to hunting equipment, this will give you 30% monster XP and +1 musket. This should require the crafting of the Merv Silver Needle with the bear clothes. Then you have the same thing for the Agris. For the Agris clothes, you will have the farming experience gain and harvest breed improvement time -2 seconds. Then you have the Pavilla Knot for alchemy. Venicil for the mount XP. Processing success rate. Venicil, processing success rate. Venia was the mount XP, and Canapé for the cooking. It does seem to require always the full set, so in the case of here, we see the Venia riding hat and riding suit being mentioned. Overall, the Merv Silver Needle and Knot items are stored in the Pearl Bag. Merv Silver Needle and Knot items can be exchanged for 100 gold bars with the Old Moon managers. Changes have also made quest objectives for the Olvia Academy's Combat Lecture, Relic, and Lightstones will not be completed if life-related relics are equipped during the quest. Details regarding the integration of life equipment will not be able to be checked on global apps. Then we have added sources for coral crystals and blue whale oil. We also have a renaming. So the coral crystals and blue whale oil will now also drop from Khan and Vel. The blue whale oil will be changed to ocean oil. Accordingly, some knowledge will also be changed. You can also obtain ocean oil and coral crystals from Khan and Vel reward bundles. However, this applies only to rewards obtained from the Guild Raid Khan and world bosses after the update, and not to existing bundles. Hunting monster damage adjustments, since you will now be using your combat gear to effectively have the DP, so DP will be removed from the hunting clothes and DP from your combat gear will apply. So with the removal of the defense and hunting suits, the defensive combat equipment has been revamped so it is applied as is during hunting. Accordingly, the damage calculation method for hunting monsters has been newly adjusted to ensure that damage is similar. Then we have another thing. This is, I believe, the reason Lindbergh's got removed or paused till next update. When defeating Limbach, the amount of crew experience obtainable has been reduced by 75% compared to before, and the ocean karma obtained will also be reduced by 75%. The order of monsters appearing after the message Flames of Doubt burn in the brazier in the Temple of Magia hunting grounds has been changed, so now the battle utilizing the Protect Pact buff appears first, and the Battle of the Priest of Annihilation appears third. When Ibador appears in the event Rising hunting ground, nearby Despair-corrupted Idana will be hidden, and they fixed an issue with the Despair-infested Idana monsters appearing through the wormhole object in the event Rising hunting ground would die immediately upon appearance. Background NPC effect and cutscenes, we only have one small change. The names of some regions in the Event Horizon have been changed to Singularity. Then we have Capture Battle and Node Wars and Conquest. This is a big one. I had somebody pretty much tell me this is horrible. I don't quite see it, but overall, with the explanations, I understood it a bit. So with today's update, they're addressing by adding the stat cap for Tier 1 Node Wars, making them easier to join. As Tier 1 Node Wars are intended as an entry point, they have been adjusted so that adventurers equipped with Pen Tuvala gear can effectively start using that gear alone. Additionally, the exclusive skills of Acidals and Tabex, which were often prepared for Node Wars, will no longer be usable in Tier 1. However, effects gained through class skills such as HP recovery and special attack damage can exceed the stat limits. This is the part that kind of makes it a bit weird. So we have stat restriction item being added to Tier 1 Node Wars. Some skills are restricted. The maximum Black Spirit Rage you can obtain will be a maximum of 500 through Wrath Transfer, but otherwise it will be 100. The increased natural HP regeneration, stamina, maximum BSR, BSR rage recovery, special attack damage, crit hit chance obtained by the character through skills, both active and passive, will be applied beyond the limit. So here we have obviously the existing limits. These seem unchanged, but we do have new limits on natural HP regeneration at 5, stamina at 2,100. I think this will hurt some classes. Maximum BSR at 100%, BSR recovery at 0.15. Special attack damage 20%, critical hit chance at 20%, and there will be no longer any Acidals and Tapex. In Stage 1 and Tier 2 restricted battles, the maximum HP increase effect obtained by the character through skills has been changed to apply beyond the limit value. So that still seems to be applying, and Tier 2 will get that small change. Overall, it seems like effectively an AOS version of Node Wars. He was not very happy because it does neuter a lot of classes, but it could be interesting. Node War Fortress stage adjustments. So in the current Occupation Node War system, each territory has two designated spawn locations for Tier 3, 4, and 5 forts. As a result, when only a limited number of guilds or alliances participate, the battle often takes place in the same locations. To address this, all forts will now be unified at Tier 5 and can appear at any of the 6 fort locations in each territory. So the change will also apply to Construction Node Wars. So we have the fortress levels within each territory for base battles being standardized to 5. Upon final capture of the stronghold, rewards will be distributed identically based on the existing Tier 5 rewards. When 2 fortresses are created in occupation mode, 2 fortresses are created randomly from 6 bases, and one of them becomes a question mark. And in terms of construction method, the fortress stage changes, but the limit on the number of participants per day remains the same as before. Then we have some changes to some rules of the base battle occupation mode. In the base battle occupation mode, the time when the base battle territory is divided and the time when the number of fortresses is determined has been standardized to 15 minutes before the start of the base battle. So it is no longer 2045 and 2050, it is 2045 in general. The time condition for the final remaining time for the fortress to turn into a question mark during base battle has been changed. This should also affect Blue Battlefield. So instead of being last remaining for 10 minutes if there's no question mark, it will now be 5 minutes, and it will not be be able to go after a timer of 10 minutes, but also 5 minutes. Then we have another big thing. Since the release of new accessories, the average stats of adventurers have gradually increased. Additionally, regarding occupation battles, they've confirmed that castle gates were being destroyed faster than originally intended. So finally, during the battle capture Medaya, the geographical characteristics of Medaya Castle allowed for the operation of ships, resulting in significant cannon damage to the defenders. Considering the position of the defenders who must defend the castle against a large number of enemies, it was determined that the impact of cannon damage that can be operated with a small number of personnel is excessive. Accordingly, the amount of damage inflicted by cannons on fortresses, command posts, and outpost buildings has been adjusted. So here we see the defense power of the castle gates being increased by 20%. Then we see damage dealt by adventurers to the castle gates has been reduced by 62 before. The defense power of the fortress command posts has been increased by 20%. Defense power of annex buildings increased by 4.1 compared to before. The amount of damage of ships inflicted on fortress command posts and outposts has just been significantly reduced. We don't have an actual number in that case. UI, search and filter functions have been added to the Marnie's Secret Room UI. The recruitment representative field in the party unit finder menu has been modified to display the family name instead of character name. The cheering action and UI animation has been removed when acquiring Primordial Spark or Black Crystal of Condensed Magic Power, or the concentrated black magic crystals. In the world map, the location of the Adania Inner Territory icon has been moved so it does not overlap with other icons. The description of displayed when hovering the mouse over Dawn's modification and modification equipped UI has been modified. The new icon has been removed from the Ataraxian region change UI. The color of the daily pay with guild reputation applied in the guild has been changed. Pad mode, the key guide for turning notification UI on and off in the Marnie's Secret Room has also been changed. System-wise, additional optimization has happened, so they're apparently still working on stability, so mitigating work has been carried out on surface instability. The method of reflecting activity levels based on guild missions has been changed so that they are reflected all at once after the mission is completed. Revision changes. Scholar fixed an issue where the certain parts of the lifeguard gloves were awkwardly exposed. Scholar, not Scalar. Agent, they fixed an issue where stuff was awkward on Citrus. The description of the Purified Divine Power buff obtained by searching the Brazier Temple of Magia has been modified to reflect the actual damage taken. They fixed an issue where monsters will not appear if the main target party member died during boss battle in Scales of Judgment. They fixed an issue where flame effects remained in the air during combat in the weekly qualification of the Throne Battle of Arisian. A typo in the guide description for the knowledge obtainable at Changsa has been corrected. Unnatural terrain on the seabed of Changsa has been improved. Then we have unnatural terrain in the Urgo area in the Aigal Mountains. Then there was an issue with the description of the Lindback Horn being awkward being fixed. Then one where the Lindback colony monsters appeared abnormally. Then we had an issue where the item description appeared awkward from the Panoxon, I think that's the Dark Bong Wang equipment crafting ceremony. Fixed an issue with the Black Spirit dialogue assisting the quest acceptance was not displayed during the Olvi Academy lecture. Fixed an issue where information regarding Kafir's breakthrough was not displayed when checking equipment descriptions in the View Other Characters Equipment section. Fixed an issue where unusual items would flash when continuously clicking the Family Bag or Enhancement tabs. Fixed an issue where the Story Exchange 4 was activated when quickly pressing the spacebar while entrusting 4 items to the Kalfian Warehouse Keeper. Then there was an issue where switching between Korean and English within the game could not be performed has been alleviated. Fixed an issue where the game did not run properly in certain environments using GTX 1050 or lower cards. The quest names Remnants of Arisian and Remnants of Amnesia, I think that is actually the second zone, has been changed to Arisia and Amnesia 4 to match the order of the quests. Then they fixed an issue where only certain areas were displayed when the top tier hunting ground tag was selected. Pad mode fixes, we have an issue on the guild strategy guide world map status remained when the when leaving the guild. Fixed an issue where the region button and key guide overlapped in the hunting ground information. Then an issue where interacting with the Throne of Vidania NPC opened the Throne of Vidania UI, checking the reward description using LT or RT would display an item description different from the reward for that throne. Then pad mode, they fixed an issue where the effect extraction key guide overlapped with the existing key guide, and when using item transfer from the bag to family bag, the maximum transferable quantity is now entered by taking the weight into account, and the key guide for the turn notification UI on off in the minor secret room has been changed. TLDR, going through it again, optimization always great. Stability is always important. Otherwise, the changes for the timers, that seems okay. Hopefully it'll also affect Blue Battlefield. The other changes, like my friend said, he feels like this is neutering Tier 1 and making it a bit more cookie cutter. I do agree, it does look a bit like that. It looks like a bad version of AOS on Nodewar. Hopefully Tier 1 Nodewars will be able to adapt, but we're going to have to see. Otherwise, Monster Zone changes, I mean, that's all nice and good. Blue Whale Oil being more readily available is nice. With the knots, I am hoping this means that if you have it on another character, you can now turn it into a knot, and it will remove the character bound. That is what I'm really hopeful for. That should make it a bit easier to transfer those. The crystal changes, it pretty much seems, yeah, if you got the crystals now, you'll be able to get 90% still. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Otherwise, the other changes of Unified Life is a big thing. I am hoping this might be a move towards a unified combat gear as well, at least in the case of armors, because right now it's looking very much like, yeah, we only get the DP applied from our main gear, but that also means that if we are hunting with a Tuvala ult, we're not going to get that same DP as we would with our, well, Idana armors possibly. So that could be an issue, and it is a bit relevant. Otherwise, it looks like you can just equip stuff and it will just be active for whenever you do that content. Otherwise, small changes in the classes, nothing crazy there. Scholar, that seems fine. On Drakania, like I said, this feels a bit much. Most of the time, Awakening generally just ran out of steam. Now it will be able to recover a lot of steam during the fight. That could be an issue. Lots of HP recovery on Awakened Striker. Not too sure how that's going to affect him. I didn't fight too many Strikers in AOS. The Maehwa changes, it looks like a bit of PvE love. Definitely not a lot. I've heard negative things from one or two Maehwa players that it is a bit of a forgotten class. At least Succession is getting a bit more oomph behind some of her skills, but unsure if that's enough. Tamer using more stamina and not recovering it. Using less stamina but also not recovering it. That's going to be a balancing change that could be a bit tough to handle, but we're going to have to see how that goes. And with that, I wish you the best of luck in BDO, and I'll hopefully see you around.